when I found out about it, I was
It's hard
surprised.
for me to lie about that.
When I found about it, I was surprised also. And then, you know, Art is like all white, I'm all black, and so Art is your.
Brother.
So
For me, it's easy.
Exactly. So Art
Make a
is.
joke.
Yeah, for him it makes sense.
So they tell me, okay, so Art is your brother, and I'm like, yeah, from another mother.
Exactly.
You know?
Make a joke.
Why? Okay, so I don't tell them yes, I don't tell them no. And if they dig through it, I say, yeah, I'm very close to the family. I'm not their family
Grow up
member,
together.
but I was growing up with them. Okay? Now, why I don't want them to be my family member? Because if I'm a family member, okay, they're gonna give me discounts. I don't want to run this job, and they're never gonna fire me. If I am not a family member, they can fire me any day they want. So I better work. You know, this is how the clients see that. If he's the son of the owner, even if he's stealing money from my jewelry box, the owner is not going to fire him. If he's just an employee, he better watch himself. He better
But
work.
you know what they think about family business.
No problem. I'm just telling you, it's a family business. You grew up with them. You're not a family. You know what I mean? You're not a family. You grew up with
Like
them.
Yes.
family.
As a family.
You're like family.
You're
You
not
don't
a
have
family.
somebody that you call your uncle. It's not
I
really
told
your uncle.
I told them one time Art is closer to me like my real brother, from more than my real brother. No, Kobe, when you are doing sales, you need to answer every
Be
sentence
creative,
they put in the
creative,
air.
creative.
They throw it's a tennis game. They throw the ball, you need to put it back. They throw another ball, you serve it back. Sales. If you in a sale, you lost the sale. That's
Yeah,
it.
no.
Done deal.
This is why it's difficult
Okay.
for me to say, oh yeah, we are
Okay,
brothers, we
how
are
long-
brothers.
Brother,
And he is on phone.
how long are you in the business?
A year?
Thank you. Wait. In 3 years from today, let's have the same conversation. Tell me how you ended it.
It gets easier with time.
Experience.
It's easy. It gets easier. The bullshit just keeps flowing. And you
Okay,
just
let's continue,
Yeah.
guys.
spin
Let's continue.
spin
Let's
the bullshit
continue.
like it's your job.
Guys, let's continue. Ravit, what do I add to this? What else can I say?
A company presentation?
Huh?
Adding to the company presentation?
Yeah. What else can I say? I can talk about the company 5 hours.
Was licensed, bonded, and insured.
Show
Workers'
pictures
compensation.
and
Clean
the
title.
testimonial that it actually really
Okay,
the company.
testimonial. What else? I'll help you a little bit.
Please do.
אתה רוצה להוסיף? אוקיי.
נמשיך ככה?
ימשך. כבודו.
Okay, first of all, experience. Not just that. You need to talk about the quantity of project you handle.
No more than 10 jobs a month. It's a good one, huh?
You want to say more than the say?
And referrals that actually people refer.
Referrals. So referral rate. I call it referral rate. Now everything that you just say, you need to back up with proof. So I go online and I show them online reviews. I show them testimonial by real people. If I say it, they doubt it. If they see it in their own eyes, they believe it. Okay? Now, a lot of times when I talk about these things, I tell stories. I tell them a lot of times, you know, guys, I could have worked in any company I want in my life, but I get offers every year. But I always choose to stick with this company because of the quality of the service, because of the crews that we have, because of the management that we have. We have 2 project managers that are running between our jobs. No, a lot of companies have that. We have the owner that is so much hands-on, not like other owners, because other owners are in Hawaii right now. We have myself that I'm super keen about my projects. So you talk about supervision, you talk about communication. If you guys need anything from the office will take care of it right away. We never disrespect any kind of project. $5,000 to $300,000. Every customer is $1 million customer for us. You talk about these things. You tell stories, basically. You talk about, you know, somebody hired a contractor from Linwood. I tell a story about George of Linwood. One time I came to his house. He told me, Tom, this is the complete remodel I need. I gave him a price, $180,000. And then he told me, look, I love you to death, but I have my father-in-law, he has a nephew, and he gave it to me for 160. If you do it for 160, let's go. Look, I cannot. I have workers' comp, I have insurances, I have liabilities. I can't do it for 160. He tell me, okay, well, it was nice to meet you. And I said, yeah, good luck to you. And then he calls me after 7 months. Tom, you remember me? It's George from Linwood. Yeah, what's up, George? Look, George, don't waste my time. I know we cannot make business. No, come, you have to come. And then I go to the house, and I see everything is broken to the start level. The guy gained about 30 pounds, gray hair, didn't shave, looked like shit. And then he tells me, Tom, whatever it's gonna cost you to finish the job, I'm writing you a check right now. I asked him, what happened? He said, yeah, I put the guy, he take half of my money and he demoed the house and disappeared. 6 months I'm already trying to get my money back. There's nobody to go after because he's renting his license from other companies. I called the guy that he was renting the license from, said, yeah, he's renting the license from me, but what can I do? I can try to get a hold of him for you. He doesn't pick up the phone, he's probably in Mexico or something. Now make sure when you say that they are not Hispanic, okay? Make sure. So I tell them a horror story, you know, with us, it can never happen. Because first of all, we do a stage of payment. So we build your trust in us. We're not gonna overwhelm you from the beginning. It's slowly, we do some work, and then we get the balance on that job. And then we do some other stage, then we get the balance on that stage. And then we leave the last chunk to the end. Until you guys are 100% happy, and then we ask for the final approval. Never had any problems with that. And if I do, I know where you live. You know, you break the ice with a nice joke. So you can tell so many stories
Always number 2.
about how preparation is the name of the game, and this is how, you know, if we fail to plan, you plan to fail. So we are planning. Planning for us is the name of the game. You have so many things to talk about the contractors that you work with for many years, you know. So these are the small things that we can talk about. On a company by itself, I can talk about hours and hours. Okay? You talk about the fact that you have a bond, a license. What is a bond? Bond is a surety bond. If something happens to the project, they can go grab $15,000 from that bond and complete the work. Your money is safe with us. It's very important to let the client know your money is safe. If we get into a project and you want to fire us, go ahead and fire us. You have a bond to complete the work. The bond will actually chase after us for the money later, but you will complete the work. Now, I never had any incidents in my life. It's a virgin account, but it's just here to protect you guys. See how my wording to protect for your benefit. I'm always talking about positive words that are giving confidence to the client. Okay? Of course, we have $2 million insurance on the property, $1 million insurance on the employees in the house. I can talk, listen, hours, but if you get some of it, it's already good. Okay? Then you come back to this in the closing. When the client is telling you no, now we need to buy time, we need to raise the value, we start talking about the company again. We remind the customer because he forgot. So we remind him after an hour of conversation again about the company in another way. We're not repeating the same sentence. Any questions? I also I show, if I have pets in the house, I show them a certificate by ASPCA that we contribute also to dogs. We find homes for dogs, for cats. I make sure that they understand that we are very similar people. So if they care about pets, I also care about pets. Right? I have this thing in my bag that I feed pets. Can I delete that? Any questions? Jordan, you want to add something?
You said it
Baruch
perfectly.
Hashem. קובי, חביב, או, לא?
אני זז, אחי.
זז? בסדר, זה מוקלט.
בסדר.
ביקורת.
יאללה. ביי חבר'ה.
You gonna lead?
כן.
לא, יש בשדה. כן, פה כבר כמה זמן.
שאלות עד עכשיו?
לא הייתי אתמול, שלשום, אתמול זה...
אוקיי. מה השלב הבא, חבר'ה? What's the next step?
Closing.
Huh?
Closing.
Are you already hungry?
Let's close with the customer.
Yeah, you want to close already? But the soup is not tasty yet.
It's okay.
You
No,
sure?
it's not.
Bezrat Hashem?
You can't
Covered,
close shit.
covered.
The soup is not tasty yet.
You make
What
it
is the
taste
next
good.
step?
You put the flavor in.
Let's put the flavor. What's the flavor? What's the next step? Ravir
Product.
Fly, יודעת?
The
You,
product.
actually give what you actually going to approach. Right?
עוד לא? קובי?
Uh,
עוד לא?
Yourself.
Talking about.
תודה. השם עזר לנו, yes.
זה בטוח, מה?
Okay, project manager. Sorry. Project manager. Presentation. Get yourself also one.
No. You said get yourself also fuck off. Here.
Thank you. Okay. Cheers, bro.
Here.
Alright, project manager. Okay, the company is legit, but do I really want to work with you? Look how you look like. I don't like you. I don't like to have you in my house for a month. So we want to make sure we get a little bit rapport on that. So, what's in it for them to hire me? Why they're not going with another company that was $2,000 cheaper? Why should they go with James? Only with James, not with Abby, not with David, not with Juanito. Why should they go with James?
It's the smile.
The smile. You don't even understand how much this
Sure.
appearance and attitude and smile is important. Because אני אעשה את זה ככה, אני אעשה את זה. Can I delete that, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing that James mentioned, which is very, very important, is attitude. And smile, of course, is attitude and everything.
Even if they're wearing a mask when you come up to the house, you don't put your mask on until after
do
you
that
see
too.
them because you
We
want to
talked
smile.
about
You want them to
this
see your
Smile
full
and I
face.
go like
We
this.
talked about it yesterday. It's very good what you
Very
just said.
important
Very
because if you
important.
come to the house with the mask, they don't even see your full face. It's like you're
You don't
just
know how you
another-
look at the
just
beginning
Another
even.
schmuck. It's the same thing. So you smile, you say, "Hi, how are you?" Really upbeat, positive, happy.
Very important. Very,
Make sure
very
you're
important
clean,
what you
like
just
clean
said.
looking, hair done,
Make sure you're
clean
coming in a
shaven.
Lamborghini.
Okay,
I sold
so-
3 jobs in a Lambo.
Okay, so basically, I can tell you for me as a unexperienced salesman when I started the closing stage, one time one of the guys told me, "Why are you so nervous?" After I gave the price, and that kind of like blew my sail because he feels for me that I'm nervous. He doesn't want me in the house anymore. I was like feisty, you know. So attitude all throughout the lead, you have to be with better energies than the homeowner. Yes, we want to match ourselves to the homeowner, not to be too much hyper, but you need to enlighten his house. So basically, you need to be likable, okay? If it means smiling or anything that you need to do, throwing jokes, whatever you need to do, okay? But what's make you better than them? So a lot of the times, I tell them straightforward, look, guys, I'm 14 years in the business. I came especially from Israel. I like to say I'm from Israel. I don't care. If they don't like Israel, don't hire me. I don't mind. Even if it's gonna cost the business, whatever. I'm not gonna hide myself, especially with my accent. I can't tell them I'm from South Africa, right? So,
New York.
so basically, it's either this or they think I'm Arab. So
Yeah.
It's better to be Israeli than Arab.
Thank you. I'm not gonna say
They
that.
don't like those
And
fucking.
if you go to an Arab customer and they're from Lebanon or Jordan,
They don't even like to do business with their own
So
people.
my
bro.
grandfather is from Lebanon. Whatever.
Shalom
Make up
Aleichem.
something.
I have to tell you, the leads that I saw, Arabs, they were sometimes nicer than other people.
Of course.
Definitely.
Okay, so I talk about
Even though they
my
knew I'm Israeli, they don't care.
guys. Be with me.
Yeah.
We're limited on time. So I talk about my experience. So I've been around for 14 years. Never changed my phone number. If anybody wants to call me, this is my number. I have no problem. If something happens, needs to call me back to do some service, I'm coming back to do service. not a problem at all. I tell them about history. If I have a military history, people respect people with military service, because who's going to the military? People with values.
People with honorable people.
לא צריך להראות להם כלום, אתה אומר להם. אתה יכול להראות להם, תראה להם. I'm talking about, give them a story that I started like 8 years ago, doing one condominium in a building, and since that building called us in these 8 years for 16 more units. So you show that you are actually have a repeated clientele. You have a repeated business. You show that you also know how to do buildings. When you tell stories, you show the experience that you have on the stories, okay? You talk about the amount of work that you did. You tell them, last year I did 152 projects. All of them 4 or 5 star rating. And you back it up with the testimonial, with everything. Guys, it's a hard work. It's grinding the client for 2 hours. I cannot talk to my wife 2 hours. I talk to the client 2 hours. It's crazy. It's hard. That's even harder. But it's a lot of effort. So you need to wrap yourself with a lot of stories. You tell them, I'm a project manager. You can go to Home Depot, get Miguel, he will do the work for you, but then you need to break your head, you break your teeth, how to handle this guy. Because one day he's gonna show up, another day he's not gonna show up. My job is to make sure that the job is smooth and running. Let me handle all the crap. Okay? So you kind of like show what's in it for them, that you are there for them. You show them that if there is a hiccup in the job, you will handle that hiccup. You're not afraid of problems. Because don't sugarcoat the project. Because if you sugarcoat the project, you're gonna have problems. Don't tell them the project is gonna be sweet, clean and neat. No, because it's not. It's gonna be noisy, it's gonna be dusty, it's gonna have hiccups, it's gonna delay. And you tell them, this is construction, it's normal, but it's not the matter of how many hurdles we have, it's a matter of how we handle them. And you, by talking like that, they already appreciate your honesty. A lot of times I ask my clients, how did you choose me? They told me, you told us the straight truth in the face, that the project can suck, but you will be there for us if it sucks. And this is what sold us. And you actually delivered, because the project did have some hiccups and you did handle them. So you have to also deliver what you promise. Okay? You show them, if you guys have a license, you show them your license. It's very, very, very important for your rapport.
You have your own license, yeah?
What kind
You
of
have to take out a
license?
salesman's license.
You can do a salesman license and you can do a contractor's license.
I'm getting my contractor's license next month.
You taking the test?
Yeah.
Yes. General B?
Crazy, you're crazy.
Is that it for everything?
Now I tell them a lot of, like, I'll give you a story, okay? I tell them, like, for example, I tell them one time I was in a kitchen job and I did a project to Heather, and when I did the plumbing work, she asked me, Tom, I have a recurring issue in my sink in the bathroom. Can you take care of that while you're doing the plumbing? Listen, I can do anything you want, no problem, but just out of curiosity, why didn't you just call the other contractor? She said, I did call the other rep. He left the company already. Then he blew me off. He told me to call the company. I called the company. They told me he just left the company. So, if you want us to come back, it's going to be $1,500. He was not licensed. We're not taking responsibility on his work. So you basically did business with a ghost. So I sent her that $1,500 and I did it for her. But why should she just deal with it after 3 years, did business with a ghost? So you kind of like, via story, tell her about, how with you it's not gonna happen. So you buy her like security. Okay? Any questions about that? Of course, you're talking about supervision, communication, and management, and you make sure that they understand that because it's a process, it's not just like, okay, let me get a can of drink from the supermarket and I'll drink it. No, it's a process. It's getting from point A to B, it's a lot of time, right? So you want to ensure that they know that you're going to be there for them, all right? What is the next stage before we continue to the next one?
What?
What's the next stage?
What? Being a
Showing
project
them
manager?
exactly what you're doing.
Okay, which is actually
Which is the actual
product,
job, the
actually.
project, yeah.
הצגת המוצר. Okay, very good. You guys are tired today, huh?
אני גמור, אחי.
אני רואה.
אני עייף רצח. הלכתי לישון מאוחר.
Okay, so הצגת המוצר, product presentation.
אני לא. בסדר. תקשיב.
תקשיב.
Product presentation, what do I talk about the product?
You're asking or?
Yeah.
Actually, what you're going to give him.
That was a
like,
rhetorical
like,
question.
How the works work, like.
You need
to
to be
do-
very detailed. with
Detailed,
it
yeah.
Regarding the job. Like I believe
How
when
you
you do
going
a
to do
bathroom lead,
everything.
What else?
Pictures.
Thank you. What else?
Product knowledge.
Why do you do the pictures, by the way?
Show them the end
So,
result, to show them the
I just-
beginning,
Huh?
to show them the end result.
Show
them the
For example,
What
I
do I
just
see? What do I understand from pictures?
I just had a client, okay, and the one I didn't sell for 9,800. I was telling her all these things, she couldn't even visualize it. So when you give them a visual of what they see, and they're like, "Oh, now I understand what you're talking about." If they don't understand what you're saying, you
How'd
could
you
talk
do it?
for a fucking 5 hours. It doesn't
Thank you.
matter.
What else?
What are you writing on paper?
That's
No,
excellent.
I draw, I show pictures, I explain it to her in detail.
What else,
Visuals.
guys? What else? Be with me.
Samples too.
What else? Why do I show pictures? Why does pictures serve me? Why? Lama
trust.
To show you
To
what
trust.
project
No.
you're giving them.
What does that mean, trust?
so
Why
you're
trust?
not bullshitting them. You actually do a good job. You're actually running bathrooms. You're in business. You're not
It
some
shows my
weirdo.
experience, right?
Yeah, you're not
What
some
else?
weirdo.
Why do I show a
Scam them.
picture?
Because exactly the price you want to give her in the future. So you know exactly what average what you
להראות
like.
לה את the
Yeah.
end result.
Oh, I just think it's, as an example.
That's what I was
Yesterday, Gil saw the customer a picture, show the customer a picture, and tell her
I need some water. Hold on.
this one gonna cost the customer 65,000, and
Read the price, it's the most important. You know exactly how to develop the lead.
Super important.
Very important.
Super important. What else? One thing that you guys are missing. Why am I showing pictures?
value.
It's part of the
Value, which is what actually is a value. What is a value?
What?
What is a value?
Excuse to charge a higher price than Juanito from Home Depot.
This is the definite price.
Which what does that mean? What is that? You guys are so close. What? Give me one word. Why do I show the picture that will show me the value that will show me?
The price.
Is that no big?
Prices that the
What is that? What are you paying for? What are you paying for?
Quality.
Now, would I show them a picture of a bathtub with a broken tile, or would I showing them a badass bathroom that I just finished? This is why,
One with a broken tap.
right? So this is why I'm showing them all that. Super important, super. So after I was very detailed and I explained to them with pictures what am I gonna do, now they need to know that I actually know what I'm saying, right? So I need to talk about professionalism. Why do I do... whatever. עכשיו אתה מצלם לי, עזוב, זה מצולם בווידאו, נו. צילמתי לך את זה בווידאו, רועי. So, what is professionalism? Okay, I can do a bathroom, I can do the presentation and tell them, look guys, we're gonna take out the demo, the bathroom, and then when we put back the tiles, it's gonna look nice, right? Or I can tell them we do the demolition, or after the demolition, we need to do framing, because you have to have a new framing so it's not gonna seep through the second floor to the first floor. But after I do the framing, I need to make sure that the sloping is nice and easy so it will make sense. Not too much, not too little, in a decent slope. Then I have to do the waterproofing. I'm not just doing a waterproofing, I'm doing 3 layers of waterproofing layers on the walls. It's gonna be 3 felt underlayments. And then I'm going to do the chicken wire. The chicken wire is gonna hold very good the cement. But before I do the cement, I do a hot mop. I boil hard tar outside, I let it boil, and then I put it on the walls. I actually go a little bit more up in order for it not to the water not to seep through. Then I need to put water for 24 hours later and then make sure it's not gonna leak. Then I need to start coating. So I'm not using hardy boards, I'm using floating cement. I'm gonna do first layer of floating, let it dry completely, and then I'm gonna do second layer of floating. Then after I float it and I shim it and I make sure it's nice and appropriate and leveled, I use levels and I use lasers for even finish, then I apply the thin set. When I apply the thin set, then I start with the tiling stage. I take my time on tile, I do it very slowly, with spacers for even finish, with lasers, with levelers, and then I start grouting, and after I'm grouting, I make sure it's still leveled, and then I do the sealer. So I just talked 5 minutes about one shower, or I could say, I demo the shower and then I put back the tile. You see the difference?
בכל אתה מרחיב את
זה
זה.
סגלים
גם-
ככה.
אני הורג אותם.
I come, I demo, I
Detail.
finish.
That's why I explained that. How to put the tile, to have very, very small space in between them to give you one piece. So they see your experience, you're doing it a lot. You know what people love, you know what's in fashion.
Exactly. So, any questions about that so far?
What is slow?
מה שאמרת
שיפוע,
עכשיו,
שיפוע.
אפשר להקליט אותך עוד פעם? לא עכשיו אבל. אתה עושה כאילו שיעור על זה, על ה-process of work של מטבחים ושל זה,
כן.
כי זה יעזור מאוד.
אין בעיה. Now I'm talking about the fact that, you know, if you want to do it with Juanito, no problem. After 2 years it's gonna leak. Probably it's gonna be in the borderline later when you need him. Or you want to do it the right way, we can do it the right way. If you need me, I'm gonna be there for you. If there's any leak in the future, I don't have a lot of problems, but once in 100 jobs, yeah, I'll be there for you. It's actually for my benefit to be there for you, because if you call me back for more business, for a problem, and you see that I'm coming back, you're gonna give me more business later. תראו כמה דברים, look how many things I'm planting in their mind about myself. Is it tiring? Yes, I know, but you know, not everybody will eat that. But you wanna make sure that you build your value, because we're not cheap. We're selling high, we need to justify why we're selling high. And we are good. It's not like we're not
Sometimes
good.
it doesn't matter though.
It is what it is. I explained to them yesterday, there is McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's, you ask for a steak, the guy will tell you, I'm making hamburgers here, I'm not doing steak. You wanna go steak, go Harvey's. But why do they have 500,000 branches out there? Because their system works. So you always go to your system, whoever is buying from your system will buy. You're gonna have enough people that will buy from your system that people are not. Look at McDonald's, a lot of people eat there. Not everybody, but most of them, to make them profit, right? You have a system that's working on most of the people. Keep your system. You want steak? I don't have a steak. You want tortilla? I don't have tortilla. I have hamburger, bun, patty, lettuce, tomato, and another bun. That's what I have. You want? Get it. So you stick to your system. Of course, we need to diverse here and there, but you always stick. You don't let the customer diverse you from your system. Okay? So I'm talking about that. Now, I can talk about the actual, if you talk about how I'm doing the ground, how I'm doing the waterproofing, to a lady that for her emotion is what important. She's a very visual client. She don't care about the process. She care about the layout, the look. So I need to recognize who is my customer in front of me. And when I talk about the product, what's in it for the client? What's in it for the client only? That's what I'm shooting for when I'm talking about the product. Some people are technical, contractors, they want to see that I'm doing it right. Some people are technical and they want to know how I do it technically. And some people want to see how it's going to end up. Mariola care about how I do hot map? She doesn't care. She wants her bathtub done, right? So I talk about, I show her pictures. And look, Mariola, if you like this one, we can do this one, we can do herringbone tile, we can do straight tile, we can do stagger tile, I can drive her crazy. If you even want, I can create a niche for you for your legs so you can shave your legs, whatever you want. I'm exploding with her. So I need to recognize the client who I'm talking with, okay? In order to understand what is their hot buttons. Because you can talk technically about things many hours, but they don't care about it. So talk about what you're gonna bring them that will make them buy from you. Okay, and if she care about quality, she care about communication, talk about that. I'm texting you pictures of all throughout the job, so you can have record. If she like the record, it's good for her to have. And then of course you talk about, you know, a lot of, if you see a nice car outside and they don't have a lot of money, you see these clients are show off, all right? So you talk about your neighbors will come over and they will use your bathroom, and then all the street will talk about what bathroom, beautiful bathroom Mariola did. You talk to her hot buttons, everything that she wants to will make her buy, okay? Of course, when you talk about this, we also need to talk about responsibility and warranty to make sure that if she has a problem, how we're gonna serve it.
It's not part of the representative for the.
I always repeat here and there, you know, I always. Now, in the end of the day, you have to understand we are running a show over here, okay? If people are falling asleep during my lead, I'm not doing a good job. I'm not turning them on. If people are like this during my lead, that's good, right? So I need to always be sensitive to my audience. It's a show. And if I bore them, they're not with me. There's nothing I can do. I need to start attacking it from other locations. Don't give up. Just see what else you can change. Okay? So when it comes to product, you also want to talk about the need in this time. So you talk about, like, if the people are telling you, yeah, probably gonna sell the house in 2 years, that's exactly a good reason to do the bathroom, because you're gonna raise the house value. Or if they're getting older, this is so smart you're doing it right now, because from tub you cannot do this because you're getting older, let's do a shower. Sell them the need together with the want, and make them understand why they need that product right
This is
now.
the core of the sale.
Absolutely. And then of course you have to end up getting to the price when they know they already bought you. If he gives me now a decent price that I can handle, it's mine. I'm his. That's it. It's done deal. So you want to make them want you even before you get to the price. Okay? Any questions about that so far? Now my tactic usually is I go with as many products as I can in the house before I can give the price, because I want to overwhelm them with a big number. And then if I give them 80,000 for a lot of products, and then we end up doing 25,000 bathroom, so they, in their mind, it's psychologically, in their mind, they're like, oh, okay, 20 times, I could have finished in 80, just 25. Whew. That's so much important. ככה עשינו לג'ורג'. by the way. הוא קנה הכל אבל.
Never argued, not even once.
But it's hard to go down from 80 to 25.
No, you add products. Like yesterday,
יש לזה-
I did for her $90,000 work because I only wanted to sell 25. נכון? We started with the kitchen, with the 3 bathrooms, and I gave her 95,000. But I knew I'm going to sell only 1 bathroom there. So when you look at 25,000 versus 95, oh, okay, it's just 25. Psychologically, right?
There's only 1 bathroom.
If I give you a plate to eat, and it's more than what you eat normally, you will never finish it. But if I will give you a bigger plate to eat, you will finish, not all of it, but you will eat more than what you usually eat. So it's the same.
אבל אתה צריך לתמחר את כל דבר בנפרד, כדי
אתה עושה לה בנדל, היא לא צריכה לדעת.
לא,
She doesn't need to
בשבילך
know.
בראש, כי אז אתה
ברור.
עושה בנדל, אבל אז אתה, היא תגיד לך, טוב, אתה יודע מה? בוא נעשה רק את המקלחת.
ברור. ואנחנו, when I turn them on and I tell them that my best crew is going to work on this, you remember Juan Figueroa from the other job? They're actually just wrapping up the work. I'm actually excited because it's one of my best crews. Mani Shotel, another opportunity I give them, right? So I talk about all this good stuff that, you know. Any questions about so far before we get to the last stage?
The closing.
Questions, guys?
Mm-mm.
Okay, very good. So the price build, I just want to mention it one more time. So basically, we show them a lot of pictures, or we talk about other jobs, and we give them higher price than what we want to sell. Higher price than what we want to sell. We want to sell in 20, we show them a job in 27,000. And you show them another job for 28,000, and you show them another job for 23,000, and you show them another job for 21,000. And you give them the proportion, so when you come to give them the price, they're not gonna be shocked. Oh, I thought it's 10,000. How did you think it's 10,000 if I'm half an hour ago just showed you 5 jobs and each and every one of them was over 20? So you
price?
see, huh?
You show them the photo, you say the price?
Okay, but now I'm saying that.
You don't show them like higher prices, like 30, 40, 50.
I can, but it's not proportional, so it doesn't give them a lot of, they need to להסיק
No, but
מסקנות.
They have like, in the mines, they have like high number,
What,
and then you come with
the
25
purpose of me,
wow.
the purpose of me doing that is that when I come with $25,000 bathroom remodel, they're not gonna tell me, oh, I thought it's 7. How did you think it's 7? Because I just showed you 5 jobs of, now, if they think you are crazy when you're showing them $25,000 work, and all the market is okay, show them how they're crazy and not you're the crazy one. But that's another stage we're gonna go in the closing stage. But for now, all they need to know is that if you're coming to sell something for 20,000, 25,000, they need to be aware in their mind that jobs are costing more than that. And you show them pictures in the market, and they pretty much what you do, you cancel their shopping around need in a bit. You're reducing the need for shopping around in a bit. I show them jobs, I show them prices, and they feel less need of shopping around because they saw 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other options. I'm not saying they still bought only you, but you cancel the need for shopping around.
Yesterday you did something amazing to show them actually this a website that's compare,
Of course.
which I love that. Which website it was?
We'll talk about it in closing.
Closing today or no?
I don't think so. You guys are like, all of you guys are like that.
We gotta go to the client in Northridge.
I know. Give me a couple of minutes. This is the one I need to join you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Mandatory.
Okay, so building a price. This is how you show it. I'm showing them picture nonchalant. And I talk about the picture. I'm talking about the details, what we did in the picture. This one we had a double niche. This one we had a linear drainage. This one we did a tile herringbone. This one, you see the metal, how it's nice. It was like a $35,000 work. And then I look at them. Very important, guys. I look at them.
See how they
If they're like,
yeah.
whoa, 35. What do I say? No, don't worry, guys. It's not gonna be your price. This is a bigger bathroom. But what do I know in my head? That if I come at 35, they're probably gonna show me the door very fast. So I'm building. I'm picking up clues towards my closing. Because if I'm coming at 35 and they're like this, but if I tell them it's 35 and they're like, yeah, it looks quality. They're ready. They know the quality of the work, they know the prices. So if they're like, yeah, they're like not freaking out, I know I have something good to work with. If they are freaking out, I need to change my strategy and see how I sell it a little bit lower than what I thought. Because I want to be in their ballpark. Now, if you're in their ballpark and they like you already,